Are you wondering how you can automatically assign a lead record type layout to any new leads that come in through a web-to-lead form? I'm going to show you how to do that coming up. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Adrian. This is my little corner of YouTube where I focus on Salesforce and how to do certain things and just help out the Ohana community. As I said in the intro, this video is about how to automatically get a lead record type assigned to a new lead that comes in through a web-to-lead form. Now, where this may apply, and this is closely related to my last video on the campaigns, is that we may want a specific layout, a record type layout, for different events, such as we might want to have certain fields on the layout when it comes to when people sign up for our trade show web-to-lead form or our conference web-to-lead form. We may want to have different fields and sections that appear based on the sign up for the event or campaign that we're doing. So there's a few things we need to do first before we can get to the point of adding the lead record ID, which is the ID of the record type that we'll add to our web-to-lead form. First, we need to set up a lead process that is needed in order to set up a lead record type. The second thing we'll do is actually create the actual record type. And then the third thing we'll do is create the page layout, and then we'll assign that page layout to the record type we just created. So there's actually a Salesforce Knowledge Base article on how to do all this, and I'll link to it in the description of the video. Basically, it just talks about what I just mentioned about adding a line into our web-to-lead form that has the ID of the lead record type that we will create. All right, so let's do this. So I'm going to go into setup, and I'm going to go into my object manager, and we're going to go into leads, scroll down. Okay, and I'm going to go down to record types, and I'm going to go new, and that gives me this message saying, leads must be associated with a lead process. Do you not currently have lead process? Click here to create one. So that's what we'll do. So create the lead process, and we'll click the new button, and I'm just going to call this lead process default. Okay, you can add a description if you like, I won't. So it basically says here, what values do you want to be a part of the status field? And we'll say we want them to be all there. We're not going to remove any. Click save. All right, so we have our lead process there. So now we can go back to the lead object, and we should be able to create a record type. Okay, we'll go down to record types, and we're going to create a new record type. Okay, so here it's saying, what is the record type that you want to use for the base of this record type? So we'll just use the master. Now, for my example, going back to the last video in the campaigns, where I talked about having a trade show, we'll follow suit and just do the same thing for this to kind of have a continuation in our example. So we'll say we want a lead record type for a trade show that we're going to be doing. And we'll just give it the word trade show. And we're going to assign our lead process that we had just created. And we're going to make sure it's available to all the profiles. And we are going to click next. Okay, so here's where it wants us to assign a page layout. So I probably should have created a page layout prior, but no problems, we'll do it now. So I'm just going to duplicate, and I'm going to go to page layouts. And we're going to create a new page layout, and we'll call it trade show. I believe in just explicitly making sure that everything is named the same so there's no confusion as to what is what. I'm going to base this off the lead layout, so it's going to basically copy the lead layout that we already have, and I'm going to click save. Okay, so there's our trade show layout. So if I go in, I can now edit it, and I can get to pick and choose what fields, sections I want to be on this layout. So for the trade show layout, we might have people signing up, let's say through a QR code. If we have a booth, we can have a QR code where people can scan it. So I don't really care about these fields here. I'm going to remove these off the layout. I'm going to move this off layout. I think that's good enough for now, just to kind of prove out this example as how you can customize layouts. So I'm going to click save. Okay, so we've modified our own layout for the trade show for what fields and sections we want to appear on it. Now, if I go back to my previous tab I'm just going to click previous here just to reset it. And I'm going to click next. Okay, so now I'm going to choose our trade show page layout. It's going to apply to all the profiles again. Just keep it simple. And I'm going to click save. So now that's done. So let's go back to our record types, and we can see here there's a record type we created. If I click on it, so now if we go into our record, see that it's given us the ID it's assigned to it, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create an ad hoc web-to-lead form. So I'm going to go back into setup, and I'm going to go to web-to-lead. I'm going to create a web-to-lead form. I'm not going to require a CAPTCHA. I don't care about the state or city. And I'm going to click generate. So now there's the HTML given us. So now if I go back to the knowledge base article, I'm just going to copy this line. And so before I paste it in, let me just explain here. So whenever you see input type hidden, it means that the field is not going to show up on your web-to-lead form, which is what we want. We don't want this field of the record type being on the page layout. If I just skip over here to the leads object, you can see here that there is an actual field called lead record type. So this is the field that contains all the record types that we've created. And this is how Salesforce knows which record type layout to display based on the value that is in this values list field. And we're automatically going to set that in the web-to-lead form whenever a new lead is created. So if I go back to this knowledge base article, I'm just going to copy and paste this. And I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to come down to this point where this below this line, because there's another hidden field there. That's the redirect URL where users will be redirected to after they submit the web-to-lead form. So here's where I'm going to input the ID. So if I go back to my record types, I'm just going to grab that ID. I click on it. Okay, I'm going to grab the ID here for my record type, copy, and go back to the generated web-to-lead form, and I'm just going to paste it in. Okay, so I'm just going to select this all and copy it. And then I'm going to paste it into a notepad. I'm just going to save it. I'm going to save it as web-to-lead record type example.html. Save it to the desktop. I'm going to just test it here, so I'm going to stick in my name. John record type. John record type example.com. Okay, and I'm going to hit submit. Okay, so it brought us back to Google like we said in the return. Now let's go back to our Salesforce, and we're just going to click over here into the sales application. And we're going to go to leads. I'm going to go to today's leads. Okay, there's our record that got created. If I click into it and go to the details, you can see here it's got the fields and sections that we specified on our page layout. So there you go. So in summary, that is how you assign a specific record type to any new leads that come in through a web-to-lead form. You create the record type, you get the ID from the record type, and then you paste it into your web-to-lead form. And then any new leads that get created will automatically have that record type layout assigned to them. Okay, that wraps it up. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.